I know, chasing that dough, hitting that road, getting that money, man. All I know, loading that foe, kicking down doors, getting that money, man. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly.
So the next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, can Usyk adapt to any style AJ brings to the ring in the rematch? We're going to turn this over to a brother who's been saying Usyk is special for a very long time. Trill Dollar Bill.
Can Usyk adapt? He has showed us that he could. You know, Usyk is not only you know what, he hasn't showed us that he can't. You know, he has adapted to every style. Usyk is undefeated. Usyk is undisputed in one division and is only one belt away from being undisputed in another division. Usyk, it's gonna be now the Usyk is so talented, right? Like we're starting to see new things that we didn't even see before when he was at cruiserweight. We're starting to see things here at heavyweight. He's starting anew here, right? We should have to see. But everything that we know of Usyk, it shows us that he could. He can adapt. What AJ has to do is to make Usyk uncomfortable, right? And not make him adapt. Like if you come at him and you want to be aggressive, you know, you want to come at him and try to box him, right? He has adapted to these styles. I want to see Usyk. I have yet to see Usyk in another style where it's not make it uncomfortable for him. Where he's looking at the ref. Things like that. If he can make it uncomfortable, I want to see that. Because I've been impressed by Usyk a lot. Every time he goes in there, he shows you something different. When people say, "Oh, you know, this guy right here is got a tough chin," he ends up cracking that guy's chin and knocking him out, you know. And it said this guy right here is bigger than him, and he's gonna be coming, and he makes a way of slipping these punches and being the better fighter. This guy right here, he's more accomplished, and he's Olympic, and then he proves that he's the better. Every time he goes out, Usyk shows that he's checks it off. So I got another task for him. I want to see if he can go in there with somebody that makes it rough and dirty for him. I can see if he adapts to that. Now that's another thing. Let's see if he can check that off. Because Usyk, like I said, Usyk is special, and we're starting to see new things. I think we're going to see more of from Usyk too, as time goes on. Because I think he got a lot more to show.
All right, Conspiracy.
Yeah, I honestly believe Usyk can adapt to any AJ style. However, it's when he's going to be able to adjust or adapt, right? And it kind of reminds me of like the Lomachenko versus the Teofimo fight, where Teofimo switched it up on Loma, right? And it took Loma a couple of rounds to make adjustments to finally be like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing now, you know? And so maybe AJ could come up with a strategy where he could rack up a couple of rounds early that Usyk's still trying to process it, right? But what AJ said in our last segment, AJ's like, yo, this guy has been in over 400 amateur fights. He done seen every style. That is the truth, right? I'm pretty sure he didn't see even what Trill's saying, but I actually agree with Trill on this. He's probably seen that style too, the rugged, like, I don't give a damn, I'm going to press on you, I'm going to do all kind of stuff to win this fight. I'm pretty sure he's been in the ring with guys like that. Kind of like that James fight last night against the Russian guy. The Russian guy that won, bro, he was doing all kind of like everything. He didn't give a damn. Elbows, pushing, low blows. Like, dude did everything he can to win, bro. Like, and AJ might have to adopt that style. Like, yo, listen, yeah, you got me, but this rematch, bro, I'm getting my belts back, right? But we know. Well, how about this? Let me not even front. I now know that Usyk wouldn't make those adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, I will say this, man. I wasn't really too impressed by Usyk's power when he was a cruiserweight like that. But how I seen AJ respond to them punches from Usyk, Usyk does have power. So I think AJ is gonna have to come in with that mindset, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have to take some punches. You know what I mean? To give some punches. I'm gonna have to lean on him. I'm gonna put my weight on him. I'm gonna do all kind of stuff. I'm gonna bear hug this dude when the ref's not looking and squeeze on that neck. I'm gonna do everything I could do before Usyk goes, oh, okay, I see what you're doing, bro. You know what I mean? But as long as AJ does that for some rounds, and I think AJ should have a plan B also, obviously, right? Because Usyk will make the adjustments, but could he adjust to your adjustment? You know, and remember, it's only a 12-round fight, so Usyk might, you know, because to me, what I seen during that fight was, and I was literally putting myself in AJ's shoes. I was like, yo, how would I respond to the way this guy is moving? Like, I know that's like unheard of in the heavyweight division, the way Usyk was moving. So I know it was kind of like messing with AJ. Like, if I throw a jab, he's gonna counter. He's gonna move to my left, or he'll move to my right. So it was a lot of things that AJ was trying to process during that fight. And so, you know, now let's see if AJ just goes, you know what, I'm gonna take a punch just to give a punch. But then Usyk's gonna be like, oh, okay, all right. So now let me come up with a new strategy. You know, so honestly, kind of like what Katie was saying in the past segment, this is really chess. You know, so with these two guys and the level of expertise that they have in the ring, I think both men are able to make adjustments. It's just when, you know what I'm saying? Because making an adjustment a round or two later may cost you the fight, you know? And with these guys, they have power. So the adjustment too late could cost you, it could cost you a knockout. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just believe that anything can happen in this fight, man. I'm intrigued to see this fight. And I wish Complex was here because I would also piggyback off of what Kaden said the past one. That fight was so skilled to me. You know, like I was like, I don't remember seeing like a heavyweight fight that skilled in like a long. Honestly, period. That might be my number one when it comes to skill sets. You know, and so, you know, yeah. But I'm no longer going to question Usyk's ability in the heavyweight division, bro. So I believe he can make those necessary adjustments.
So you are no longer enjoying Ukrainian soup.
We done made him a believer.
Yeah,
We done made him a believer.
It's off the menu, bro. It's off the menu. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You're on mute, Kaden.
I said G Ben took Ukrainian soup off the menu and he said it will not return.
Exactly. Even if AJ knocks him out round one, it don't matter. He earned his right to not have Ukrainian soup on the Boxing Bros menu. But we still got fish and chips. We still got roast got sweet potato.
Yo, wait, do we still got the Hot Pocket Cubanos, bro?
We still,
oh, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about
that right now. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
All right. TBE, it's on you, brother.
Man, Trill said it best. Usyk hasn't shown he has to adapt. Well, Usyk, if adaptation was, if you thought of a fighter when you look at the word adapt, Usyk would be that fighter. It would be Canelo, Usyk, and I would go like the GOAT Floyd Mayweather. So Usyk, guy goes cruiser, he completes everything he needs to do there, and then he moves on to heavyweight, and he beats the best heavyweight in that division. I would say he beat the man. Now he's the man, and from what he's done, Usyk just has to keep showing that he's that guy. I don't know what more can he do. So can he adapt to anything AJ brings? I think Usyk is gonna be ready for what AJ has and adapt. Like I think that's already a part of him. Like it's just like he's a transformer. He just switch up on wherever AJ throws at him. I think he'll be prepared for it. But it's gonna be a great fight.
He's Ukrainian Optimus Prime. You feel me?
Yeah. Ukrainian Optimus Prime. Here's the thing. AJ said something to me in that clip of him speaking. Well, he's correct, but it's also like, so what? But I'll give you an example. He said, yeah, I could try to rough him up or whatever, but I'm sure he's used to that. So what? Yo, bro, you watch sports, right? You watch soccer, you watch football, you watch basketball. Yo, a lot of it's the same concepts. Like in the NFL right now, there's this running back named Derrick Henry, and he just runs old school concepts, but no one can stop him. When they line up in a certain set, everyone knows they're going to run the ball. The defense knows it. Derrick Henry knows it. The other coach on the sideline knows it. The people watching at home know it. But guess what? Can you stop it? That's what it is. And that's what you have to understand. That's what it has to be. It doesn't matter if he knows what's coming. It doesn't matter. Can he stop it? And it doesn't matter if you've seen him stop it in the past. Can he stop it again? Can he stop it when you're the person trying to execute it? That has to be your mindset. When I look at the punches AJ was landing on Usyk for his size and every, AJ showed a lot of skill in that fight with Usyk. But the thing is, he also showed me that he was a bit too timid and he didn't go for it enough. Usyk can counter, but can he counter you? He did, but if you were fighting your style, if you just went in there, Kenny, this is what needs to be answered. I believe that whatever Anthony Joshua shows Usyk, he's going to adapt at some point, like G said. Yeah, he'll adapt, but when? How long is it going to take him to adapt? And because Usyk adapts doesn't mean that Joshua can adapt. And that's the other thing that Trill brought up, what people miss about Floyd. The number one thing people miss about Floyd was his adjustments in the fight. He didn't even need Roger to tell him. He didn't need his dad to tell him. He could see it for himself in the fight, and he'd make the adjustments. Canelo Alvarez. Although Eddie will tell him things, you can see in the middle of a round him make an adjustment because he figured out something. And that's what I'm getting at with AJ, where I said, like, it's your mindset that needs to change. One, you need to be trying to inflict pain. You want to look for the shot to inflict pain. When you land the shot to inflict pain, you don't just go in there swinging wild like you did against Andy Ruiz, but you do go for the kill. You go for the kill knowing that this person's trying to counter you. You understand? And that's where people mess up sometimes. You go for the kill knowing that the person's trying to counter you. And even then, if you don't think the person's ready to go, don't go for the kill. So when it comes to AJ, like he's saying, his mindset has to change. But what also has to change is so what? Look at Deontay Wilder. His best punch is a straight right hand. Everyone in the world knows Deontay Wilder's going to throw a straight right hand. Fury, one of the best defensive fighters in the heavyweight division, and Wilder still dropped him with that punch 4 times. It doesn't matter if you know what he's trying to do. The question is, can you stop it? That's the point. Like Derrick Henry. Tom Brady. You think everybody doesn't know Tom Brady's going to come in there? Tom Brady's going to dink and dunk. He's going to play action, and then he's going to take his shot deep. Everyone knows it. Can you stop it? That's it. AJ, you so worried about what these people know, what these people been through. All that ish don't matter. Yo, Fury's taken right hands before, but you tell Wilder that, what Wilder, can he take my right hand? He took Wilder's right hand in the first fight, and in the second fight. And in the third fight, Wilder saying, can he still take my right hand? You see what I'm saying? That's the mindset it got to be. And when you hit Usyk and he takes a shot, okay, cool. Can he take that shot all night? Because I'm willing to give him these punches all night. That's the way he's looking at you. The key is like adjustments and everything is one thing, but sometimes it's just that dog. It's just that will. And I'll close with this. I've seen several times in my lifetime, particularly Mexican fighters, be in with a fighter who's more skilled than them, more talented than them, but they apply the pressure all night. They stay in the fighter's chest. What's it? Just recently, Julian J. Rock Williams versus old boy.
Yeah.
Julian J. Rock Williams was beating him up easy. That dude stayed in his face, stayed on him, and then eventually you see it turning, because what they know is you can't do this all night. If you can do this all night, I'll tip my cap to you and say you a dog. But you gotta let Usyk do all that moving. Just keep the pressure on him. Let him do all that. Let him move around. You don't have to try to do. Just keep on him. When you see him, tag him to the body. He throws a few punches, a few combinations. Whether he lands or miss, when you get a chance, 2 to the body. That's it. All you're trying to do is bring that tank down for a late finish. But you gotta that's what I'm saying. It's the will sometimes, not the skill. Julian J. Walk Williams had way more skill than the dude he fought. It was the will, it was the understanding, it was the knowledge. That's what I'm saying. You gotta figure it out. But that's what it has to be in the ring. And so, can Usyk adapt? Yes, but at some point it just becomes a dog fight. And the question is, who got the most dog in him?
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and check out our podcast on all streaming services. Also, Drill Talk Volume 3 out right now on all streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome.